us up on Rumble. Good afternoon, hello, and welcome to Weird Weekly Recap, AKA WWR. This show is a dive into the odd, obscure, bizarre, in other words, for strange world of notable events, weather, and sports. I'm A.O. Xander.
King's Refuge.
And we will be joined by the Golden Loon here soon. And of course, UVRU today is Freya's Day, aka Friday, October 25th, 2024. So let's jump into the news today, shall we? Do you want to use our old tried and true method? You read the headline and I read a little bit of the body?
Alright, Chinese man carries paralyzed mother on his back as they travel country. Wow.
Awesome. Yeah, a 31-year-old man has been praised for his exemplary filial piety after selling his possessions to travel through China with his paralyzed mother, carrying her on his back just like she did with him when he was a baby. Yeah, Xiao Ma was just 8 years old when his parents were involved in a terrible car accident that claimed his father's life and left his mother unable to move. He and his older sister were forced to take care of themselves as well as their mother, who was later diagnosed with cerebral atrophy as a consequence of the car accident. Growing up, he worked in the fields picking cotton, was an apprentice in various fields, and opened his own restaurant in Xinjiang. Most of the money he made went towards his mother's recovery, and his hard work seemed to pay off. As the woman was slowly able to leave the bed which had become her prison, to sit in a wheelchair and even take a few small steps. However, a few years ago, Xiao Ma got devastating news with his mother's cerebral atrophy was not only incurable, but progressing at a steady pace. That's when he decided to make the best of the time he had left with her. So, you weren't here. Welcome to the show, by the way.
Thank you, Golden Loon.
That's adorable.
Yeah, this guy is carrying his paralyzed mother. They're traveling China. He's carrying her around on his back. This is awesome. This is awesome. You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Wow.
here's his 10-second video of it.
All you do is take your cap. Well done, well done.
That's adorable.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
You know? What else do we got here?
60-year-old man forgets that the last 39 years of his life following a hit and run.
Yikes! 2/3 of his life
really?
gone. Like,
Whoa.
yeah, 39 years of his 60-year-old life, so 2/3. Yikes, dude. An Italian man has been struggling to adjust to daily life following a hit-and-run accident that put him in a coma and ultimately erased 39 years' worth of memories, including his own family. Imagine living in the 1980s and then suddenly being transported to present day. Jeez.
Ooh.
That's one hell of a leap.
Yeah.
Yikes, dude. 50 First Dates? You know, that movie's secretly terrifying.
Yeah.
Things like smartphones, self-driving cars, artificial intelligence, the internet, or social media must seem like real-life science fiction, and everyone you used to know is now either gone or much older. You know, so I mean, that's absolutely nuts. So, this poor man, like, I can't fathom like losing 40 years. You know, just because somebody out there does not know how to drive a car. You know, now you know why I'm so freaking up a wall about cars. Like, man, this poor guy. My heart goes out to this dude.
Yeah.
So, and his family, you know. It has
All
to
of
be,
a sudden you look in the mirror, God damn, I'm old, you know?
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah.
Who's that guy?
What else? Oh, this one's weird.
A man who can't stop sniffing neighbor's shoes gets suspended prison sentence.
I don't know what's weird, a shoe sniffer or a doorbell licker. Like, yeah. A 28-year-old Greek man was recently convicted of causing a disturbance by repeatedly trespassing on his neighbors and smelling their shoes. The unnamed man was arrested on October 8th after one of his neighbors in Sindos, a small town about 15 kilometers or 9 miles west of Thessaloniki, spotted him in their yard just before dawn, sniffing the shoes that they had left outside to air. This was not the man's first time trespassing on private property for the same bizarre reason, so the neighbor called the police. Upon hearing the 20-year-old man's explanation and the testimony of one of the neighbors, a single-membered misdemeanor court of Thessaloniki issued a suspended sentence of 1 month in prison with 3 years of probation. Yeah, you know, this guy has a problem.
You know, it's a weird story, but the one sentence that just jumped out at me, left the shoes outside to air.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, you know, maybe you should get some of that sploosh, you know, from.
Maybe he was trying to run down where the smell was coming from. Where's that smell coming from?
Well, I mean, that's
It's a weird
hound dog
story.
syndrome.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they need like from that movie Holes. They need the sploosh, so
Oh,
that way
geez.
they can get rid of the horrible smell, of their feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you do make a good point. I thought about that too. I'm like, how bad do your feet must reek that you have
Left
to
them
put
outside
your shoes
to air.
outside? Yikes! What else do we got here?
Russian man, nope, miraculously survives 67 days adrift in inflatable boat.
Wow. A 46-year-old Russian man was recently rescued after spending 67 days drifting through the icy waters of the Russian Far East in an inflatable raft. On August 9th, Mikhail Pikyun, his 49-year-old brother Sergei, and his 15-year-old nephew Ilya set out for Sakhalin Island from the far eastern Khabarovsk region on an inflatable raft. A few days later, their families announced their disappearance, and a search and rescue operation was mounted using planes and helicopters. All efforts to locate the inflatable boat failed, and with each passing day, hopes of finding any of the three men alive faded. By September, the chances of finding the boat had plummeted towards zero, but on Monday, October 14th, the inflatable boat was spotted in the Sea of Olshok, about 1,000 kilometers or 670 miles from where it had set off 67 days prior. Miraculously, one of the three men was still alive, so two of them did not make it. 670 miles, wow. And look, it looks like a giant sleeping bag type thing. Like,
Yeah.
that is, sometimes you just don't do things. 'Cause they weren't in some kind of wreck. They just went out. This was some kind of just whatever, outing, but obviously
Yeah.
things went bad.
Went very bad.
Yeah. So
2
Yeah.
months. Over
Yeah.
2 months.
yeah, crazy.
Mm.
This one is, well, they're all weird. Weekly recap. All
There
of
you
these.
go.
So
This is
A
stuff
young
you're
man
not
goes
gonna-
viral for documenting his life as a kept man in Japan.
A Chinese man known only by his online moniker Sudden Fantasy has been receiving a lot of attention online for documenting his life as a jobless man financially supported by his loving wife. Sudden Fantasy began posting videos on Douyin, Chinese version of TikTok, roughly a month ago, but he already has over 1.4 million followers on the popular social media network, mainly because of the unique topic he covers. The Chinese young man posts about his life as a kept man in Japan, relying exclusively on his wife for financial support. He reportedly moved to the neighboring country about 8 years ago and went to date his wife, whose Chinese name is Feng Hua, after falling down on hard times. She was there for him when he needed help putting food on the table and covering his tuition, and she eventually became his wife. Despite being well educated and coming from a wealthy family, Feng Hua has no problem providing for her husband, who loves sitting around playing video games. This guy,
that's an angle I never considered taking, but maybe I should have. I kept man.
I don't know. This guy sounds like a major loser to me.
Yeah.
Like, stand up on your own 2 feet. It's nice to have somebody to lean on every now and then, but what if something happens and she needs to lean on you? You're kind of screwed now.
Well, the ideal situation is 2 people can lean on each other. If you have that, you got everything.
Well, this is pretty one-sided here.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, well,
It is.
other, live. They like.
As long as she's
whatever.
happy, I guess that's all that matters.
They're both happy.
Yeah.
That,
Yep.
Here we go.
The world's smallest fully functional excavator fits in the palm of your hand.
What?
The NanoTrax N320 is a miniature remote-controlled excavator that, although only 1/64th the size of the real thing, is not a toy but a fully functioning excavator. The world's smallest excavator might be tiny, but it's certainly no joke. It features 6 fully independent proportional motors, giving you precise control over every movement, as well as an electronic slip ring, independently controlled boom, dipper, bucket, swing, and individual tracks. What? You may not be able to fit in its cabin to manually operate it, but the NanoTrax N320 features extremely precise RC controls with the available modes. One offers the industry standard ISO controls, Caterpillar controls, while the second allows you to control the tracks independently, just like a real excavator. So that's a real functioning,
Oh, man.
digging machine.
Look at that.
That is wild.
That's incredible.
It's so small.
Yeah.
Like, oh, hold on a second. They have a video here. There you go. That is cool.
Introducing the Nanotrax N320, a tiny, fully functional, radio-controlled excavator.
Dude, that's so cool.
That is. That's awesome.
That's nice.
You know, this kind of reminds me, on the other side of the scale, going from little to big, but crane lifting crane. Like, this is a, yeah, I'm not going to play the entire thing, but this is basically a commercial. So, we have here, that's obviously a toy crane, you know, you can tell. And it's being lifted by this crane, but as it goes on, this, you know, the crane that was lifting that is lifting this, and then that's being lifted by another crane.
Keeps on going, escalating.
Yeah,
up,
so let me, yeah, here it is. So look at this. A crane lifting a crane, lifting a crane, lifting a crane.
Cool. Yeah, that's
I think there was, yeah, there was another crane. So look at that.
Whoa.
Yeah. 1.430 tons. Or 1,340 tons. So a crane lifting a crane, lifting a crane, lifting a crane, lifting a crane. So.
Yeah, that's cool.
I crane, you crane. Wait a minute.
We all scream for I crane.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. I've been wanting to figure out the story behind this.
French couple sued by their neighbor because their rooster crows too loudly. Oh boy.
The owner is Rico, a bantam rooster from Bourgogne-Jallieu in France's Israeli department, are scheduled to show up in court following a neighbor's complaint regarding the bird's loud crowing. Quote, difficulty concentrating, sleep deprivation, hearing fatigue, end quote, are just some of the symptoms cited by the plaintiff who summoned Rico's owners to court in January of next year. The person who prefers to remain anonymous, yeah, because you're a frickin' Karen, is one of the owner's neighbors, as they claim that the rooster's crowing is unbearable both at night and during the day. However, the owners of a 5-year-old bird have always disputed these claims, insisting that the door to Rico's chicken coop is operated by an automated system programmed to open the door roughly at 8:30 in the morning during the winter, at 9 a.m. in the summer. They insist that the rooster crows about 15 times in a quarter of an hour in the morning, and then a few more times during the day. Like, okay, well, I mean, you're going out into a rural area and there's wild animals, and then you're going to complain about the noise. That makes as much sense as moving next to an airport and complaining about that.
Yeah.
Stupid. You don't like it, move. You know, or like go to bed with earplugs or something, man. But I mean, you're going to take somebody to court over a freaking rooster? Like, what kind of a pathetic loser are you? You know, this is ridiculous. So, anyway, this one has me fuming. Absolutely pissed off here.
Woman takes care of her paralyzed husband for 6 years, gets dumped after he recovers. Oof.
Wow.
Ugh.
A Malaysian
Oof.
woman who took care of her bedridden husband for 6 years following a car accident recently announced that her husband divorced her and married another woman following his recovery. For years, Nurul Swayzani documented her daily life as her husband's caretaker on social media, showcasing her busy routine, which included feeding the man through a nasogastric tube, changing his diapers, and helping him bathe. So this guy was a vegetable. Nurul's husband was injured in a car accident and needed 6 years in order to walk again, during which time she was by his side. Her dedication and dutiful service to her husband attracted 32,000 fans on Facebook alone, many of whom were shocked to learn that her husband hadn't only divorced her after having recovered, but also married another woman. They learned of the crazy development from Nurul, who congratulated her ex-husband and his new bride in a Facebook post. Wow! What a piece of filth. Absolute trash that guy is. This poor lady, dude. Like, she is giving what love is. You know?
And did I get that right?
Yeah, she congratulated the guy.
Oh,
bro,
man.
you freaking, no, stand up for yourself, lady. You know, you have every right to, tell him to go F himself. You know, because of you is why he's even around anymore, and then he just freaking dumps you like that. Oh man, I am pissed. I am pissed, dude. This guy needs.
I'm with you.
I just want to talk to him. You know?
I just want to talk to him. It's fine. I just want to talk to him.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying. Anyway, what do we got here?
What? Hold
Okay.
on. 19-year-old wannabe doctor walks into London hospital and treats patients.
Whoa.
That's not good.
I knew that DEI was
Wow.
bad, but this is ridiculous.
I think I saw that guy the last time I was in the hospital. I'm not sure.
Well, this was a woman. So.
Oh, okay.
A 19-year-old London woman managed to fulfill her dream of being a doctor without actually going to medical school, simply by walking into a hospital and posing as a physician. Well, if it was that easy, man, Mom, didn't even try.
Yeah.
Like, what's her name? Kruena Zidrafoka, a Bulgarian-born woman living in West London's Ealing district, had always dreamt of becoming a doctor and recently decided that she wasn't going to let a minor detail like lacking any medical training stand in her way.
Oh, why would you let that stand in your way?
Earlier this year, she put a white robe on and some rubber gloves, confidently walked into Ealing Hospital and started acting like one of the physicians there. Throughout the day, she was seen examining medical instruments, getting into an ambulance, and even administering an unknown substance to a patient without anyone noticing that she wasn't really a doctor. She was so confident that she could pull off her dream job long term that she came back to the hospital 3 days later, this time with a stethoscope around her neck. Well, she got away with it once, try it again. But man, dude, like this DEI is this is getting out of hand, man.
Yeah.
Like that's probably why she got away with it. She's screw credentials. She has the right color. I don't know. Wow, can you imagine like people could die,
Well, that's the whole point, man. You don't know what the hell she's doing.
Yeah, I don't know. Neither does she.
Yeah,
know.
She does not know what she's doing.
Yeah. Oh, this one kind of pisses me off here too. Oh.
Coming, hold on. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
It's
More from Oddity Central here. A Chinese aquarium sparks controversy with life-size robotic whale shark.
What?
Yeah. A Chinese aquarium has attracted a lot of criticism by replacing its real whale shark with a life-size robotic version that emulates both the look and the movements of the marine animal. I saw a video about this the other day. People are annoyed. On October 1st, Maisha Sea World in Shenzhen, China, reopened its gates to visitors after a 5-year hiatus for renovations. The 60,000 square meter marine park managed to attract around 100,000 paying visitors in its first week, but that financial success was overshadowed by the controversy around one of the new attractions, a robotic whale shark. According to several Chinese sources, many visitors were disappointed to see that the whale shark swimming in the large aquarium around them was man-made and not the real deal, especially since Maisha SeaWorld made no effort to inform them beforehand that it had no real sharks. So they're trying to pass off once again China doing what they do, but he's robot,
Agree.
Like here.
Yeah,
呢間號稱全深圳最大嘅水族館，近日開業吸引咗唔少遊客。不過有遊客望真啲，發現呢條鯨鯊唔係真嘅魚。內地傳媒報道，涉事水族館係小梅沙海洋世界。有網民話，鯨鯊館連鯨鯊都係人造㗎，並指現場有人要求退票。水族館工作。
Well, I don't know how to speak Chinese, but I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
But then again, I don't go to aquariums because or zoos. I don't believe in imprisoning animals. But that's a whole conversation. And yeah, it's a thumbnail, robotic whale shark thumbnail for today's episode here.
Yeah, well, I'm with you. I don't care for zoos or anything. But I also recognize that it's an important way for people to see animals in somewhat of a natural setting
Yeah, well, that was their
that they
whole
could never
point.
experience before. But I don't like it.
Yeah. Well, that was the whole point. Now, granted, zoos are nowhere near as abysmal as they were. I mean,
What we saw. Oh, jeez.
Well, when we went and visited the old
LA
zoo, and
Zoo.
you had that
Flashback.
that flashback.
Oh,
that was
yeah.
serious stuff that you experienced there.
Yeah, it was.
Well, here we go. The tables have turned. What do we got here, Sir King?
women forced to call police after having home besieged by 100-strong raccoon army.
What? Raccoon surrounded her house, and she got scared, so she had to call police. Like, help, I'm
Wow.
surrounded by animals. What do I do?
Wow.
And so, a Washington State woman ended up calling emergency services after her property invaded by around 100 raccoons, acting aggressively and expecting to be fed. Ooh, yikes! 100? Don't tackle you.
Oh, raccoons are vicious.
Was
Yeah,
can
she
Well,
feeding them?
Well, that's
It sounds like,
Yeah.
someone's been feeding them.
yeah.
And they got cut off and they got pissed.
Yeah, police in Posbo, a small town in Washington State, got calls about animal-related incidents all the time, or they get calls about them all the time. But last week was the first time a local phoned 911 to report dozens of aggressive raccoons converging on her property and preventing her from entering her own home. The woman, whose name has not been revealed, had been feeding a family of raccoons for about 35 years. But about 6 weeks ago, their number started growing until it surpassed 100 hungry rodents, all waiting to be fed. The animals started becoming aggressive if they didn't receive food, and things got so bad that the woman couldn't leave her house or move around their property freely. That's scary.
Jeez.
Don't feed animals.
Yeah.
So
Like,
you're on your own, lady.
yeah. Like people think that they're doing a good job, that they're helping the animal out of, no, let nature take
I'm
its course.
helping.
Yeah. Like if you see a duckling, get, like fall into a pit, let it go. Because if you go and rescue it, you're teaching it to be reliant on humans, and it won't be, more aware of its surroundings, and you're crippling it. You are helping it kill itself. Leave nature alone. No matter what, no matter how much good you think you're doing, you're actually doing bad. So just leave it alone. This is the end results. You think you're doing good, and then you get invaded. So, what else do we got here?
Scenic spot allegedly lets tourists catch wild boars with their bare hands.
Yeah, a popular.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, that's. Yeah.
I didn't hear what you said.
Catch wild boars with their bare hands.
Oh, yeah, I know.
That's
Not the
stupid.
boars in Texas. Not the boars in Texas. Well, this is in China.
Yeah.
What are the boars like there? I mean, are they?
Well, they're so big. I mean, here's a picture.
Oh
of it.
yeah, they're still boars.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that will turn on you and then gore you and eat you.
Yeah. They're the same boars here. No,
Yeah.
it's not. Probably not a good idea.
Yeah.
No.
No, really bad idea.
Yep. For the sake of time, we're just going to provide commentary after reading the headline. So what do we got here?
Scammers operate fake bank branch for 10 straight days. Ooh, how much? How much do they make?
Yeah, that was going to be my question.
Hey, I'm
What did they pull in?
gonna go back on what I just said and read this.
Yeah, you
Scammers
gotta-
in India managed to set up and operate a fake branch of the country's largest bank, the State Bank of India, for 10 days in order to trick people into paying to secure stable jobs there. The people of Shirapur, a village in India's Chhattisgarh state, were surprised to see a branch of the State Bank of India opening up in their modest settlement, but while some were skeptical from the very beginning, many saw it as an opportunity to get a stable, decent-paying job. 25-year-old Pintu Dur was one of the 6 people who managed to secure employment as a cashier at the newly opened SBI branch, for which he paid 580,000 rupees or $6,900.
So they're scamming people.
So he paid to get
buy
a job?
Yeah.
Wow.
So they're scamming people to buy a job.
I mean, one of the rules of thumbs of employment that I was told is if you have to buy into it, it's a pyramid scheme.
Yeah, get away, run.
Yeah.
Don't walk, run.
Yeah. So. Yep. I hope the perpetrators got caught and they're rotting in prison for the rest of existence, because this is awful.
Yeah, that's taking away from
Wow.
people that really need a job.
Yeah. Oh, this one's interesting. I gotta read this one here.
A woman files lawsuit to stop paying alimony to 22-year-old daughter. Oh, Jesus.
What the hell? Why is she paying alimony to her daughter? What?
I don't know.
How is that even possible? An Argentinian woman filed a case in family court to be allowed to stop supporting her 22-year-old daughter financially because she neglected her university studies and didn't have a job. Oh, so basically she's trying to get out of paying for an adult child. Like she has a moocher for a spawn, it sounds like. The unnamed woman told family court judge Maria Lara Dumpel that her 22-year-old daughter had been enrolled in the National University of Rio Negro since 2020, but had only completed 11% of her studies and had no intention of getting a job. She explained that cutting her child off financially was the best way not to allow her to continue doing nothing with her life. Argentina's civil code established the obligation of parents to provide resources to their child until the age of 25, provided that the child cannot support himself or herself. due to studies or work. So they have a law mandating that the parents have to financially support them until 20. Wow, ain't that swanky?
Nice.
You know? But that just creates dependency. Here we go again. So, yeah, she needs to get cut off. You know?
Yeah.
What do we got here?
Alabama couple 16-foot, 10-inch okra plant might be the world's largest.
All right, so that's a pretty tall okra plant.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Man has
Not
achieved
real
some
familiar with okra,
towering
but-
okra plant that has reached incredible heights.
Yeah.
It started as a simple hobby for Terry Stevens.
Yeah,
and
so
his wife
basically
Liz.
just like, they're growing okra, and then they're like, hey, this one's really tall, and they measured it.
10 feet, yeah.
Yeah, 16
feet, 10 inches,
Yeah.
almost 17 feet.
Yeah. An Alabama couple may have broken Guinness World Record, yada yada yada. A crew from Bird Surveying visited the couple's home to take an official agreement to submit it to Guinness World Records. The plant was measured at 16 feet 10 inches. The record is currently held by New Orleans man Jack Reno Sweeney, whose okra plant was measured at 16 feet 4 inches tall back in 2022.
Who
So
would ever thought there's a record for okra?
there's a
okra
record
plant?
for everything.
I guess so.
Like, ask David Rush.
Yeah.
You can't hush the rush. Oh, what is this?
Halloween decorations bruised by 3 black bears.
Bruined. Now, I've
Bruined.
heard of Bruined. I've heard of Ruined, but what is Bruined?
Oh.
Or is it supposed
It's
to be?
ruined.
Like, the video shows what unfolded. The 3
Gotta be
young.
ruined.
Oh, Bruin bears. Okay.
Oh.
So they're doing a
Ah.
Bruin. Ah, ha, ha,
Ah.
ha. Oh. Yeah, is this the video?
We're
here?
done.
This is not the video.
Of rice
here.
at a
Hold on
time
second.
and manage.
Oh, that's something else. Hold on a second. This is the video. So, are those real pumpkins?
Looks like it.
Yeah, they just. You don't even carve your pumpkins. You're just gonna have pumpkins just sitting out there. You lazy. You
Yoink.
know? Like,
Hey, decorations, decoration.
yeah. Well, now they're probably gonna buy plastic pumpkins. What else do we got?
British government issues official passport for Paddington Bear.
Marmalade. Oh. So now Paddington Bear has an actual passport.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, cool. That's pretty self-explanatory
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
This one is
Woman uses chopsticks to eat 1 grain of rice at a time. Sets Guinness record.
wow. So just Sumaya Khan, at the age of 24,
Khan!
told Guinness World Records she has been using chopsticks to eat all of her meals for a few years. Yada yada yada. A co-worker took note of Khan's rice eating skills and suggested she might be able to break the record for the most rice grains eaten in 1 minute using chopsticks, which previously stood at 27. Okay, so eating one grain of rice
Yeah.
at a time
And she
with
do over
chopsticks.
27 grains.
So, well, she got to 37.
Okay,
So,
there you go.
Yeah, so
New
she beat
world
it by
record
10.
holder once again.
Whoop-de-doo, you can eat rice in a very unique and strange way. Congratulations. Moving on, what do we have here?
Flush candy wrappers block sewer. Officials stress the 3 Ps.
Who's flushing their candy wrappers? What are you doing?
Well,
you're eating Halloween
well,
candy and then you just
Well,
like
kids
take
who
it to
don't want the
toilet?
parents to know that they're eating candy, do
I
I?
don't know where that.
Is there no trash can on the way to the toilet? What the hell's wrong with you?
There is
But
no
look
trash.
at
Oh, God.
No
Yikes.
evidence.
Hey, carbs don't count if you flush them, Oh, I can drink Diet Coke, now I can eat anything. Because that's how it works. England's
That's how
Southern
it
Water is reminding residents to only flush the 3 Ps down the toilet after sewer blockage was identified as a stash of candy wrappers. The 3 Ps, well, pee, poo, and what else?
I don't know.
People? Like,
I don't know.
pee, poo, and what? What's the 3 Ps?
I don't know what the third one was.
Oh, paper.
Hey?
Okay.
Oh, hey, okay.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, candy wrappers, candy papers,
Well, just
don't
move-
flush candy
Move
wrappers.
on, move on. That's a shitty story.
Hold on a second. I have to do this. What do we got here?
Shakespeare book returned to New Jersey Library after 100 years old. Ooh, that's hell of a fine.
Are you kidding me?
Well, see, I'm wondering if there was a problem with the Dewey Decimal System. Was it to be or not to be?
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory right there. And last but not least, what is this?
Swiss twins break into world records for synchronized inline skating.
Yeah, they break 2 records. So, yeah, so what is it, twins? So, that's pretty cool. Oh, that's awesome. Dude!
Huh. Neat.
My name is.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, but I'm going to wrap us up here. That'll conclude the show once again. Please check the underbar in the description below for any links that you may be interested in, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. For your dose of different, odd, and unusual news, aka notable events, weather, and sports, we stream every Friday at 4 p.m. Pacific Time, which is 5 Mountain, 6 Central, and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. We do have other shows, from history to news, movie reactions to reviews, video memes, Omni Kitchen, and everything else in between on Talk Show. Check the underbar. For all of you and all of us, I am Xander.
King's Refuge.
Golden Loon.
And you are UVR. Thanks so much for watching. And until you catch us next time, whenever that is, wherever that is, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection. Rate 5 thumbs and subscribe. Toodles!